I thought that the script was really terrific, actually, because obviously, after the success of the first two films, you couldn't help but feel trepidatious, really, about what the next film might involve, and not a sense of pressure not to, I guess, not to repeat the same thing, but also not to let the whole thing down. Anyway, I thought that it was great because it's much more like an adventure than the other films. And Paddington has a very strong, clear objective in a way, which he has in the other films too, of course. But this one is he's in a much more a position of more jeopardy and more risk. Yeah. So I thought it was very exciting, very funny, and moving too. So I was super excited by it, and relieved in a way because I thought, oh, it's okay. This is really going to work. I feel a I feel a sense of responsibility, honestly, returning to voice him, and it's a privilege, really, to kind of be the caretaker of him for a spell of time. And mostly, I just want to work hard and make the story somehow true to his spirit. I think there's something really delightful about this film returning the character of Paddington to his home and, in a way, his bear family. I think there's something just delightful. It allows us to explore another side to Paddington, and it, he's able to come to a sort of a new realization or a new perspective on his being a bear, and also being British. Is very lovely. It has a very nice message that I think is touching and important. I think the big development in this film is that, formerly, Paddington's been at Windsor Gardens in the Browns' home, which is his home now. But this film shows us the opposite, which is the Browns going out into the wild, into the jungle, into the unknown, really. And I think that's what it's about. Everyone sort of faces something. Each character faces something about themselves on this journey, and something about their place within the family, and they're forced to a moment almost of crisis, which I won't go into. But it's yeah, there's something very moving about how they're brought closer together. It is more solitary voicing Paddington than most acting experiences that I have. But it's not completely, because I have Dougal and I have Pablo and I have the beautiful work of the actors on the screen, which I'm trying to always respond to. But it's an unusual process because there's a kind of magic that happens, and I'll do my bit, which might be, the voice, but also some of the physicality, and then Pablo will go away with the extraordinary team of people. But I think it must be helpful just to have something to help them start to imagine what the bear will do, precisely how his weight's going to be, where his attention will be, how he, it's so extraordinarily intricate, and they were always filming my face and my mouth. The thing I treasure most about Paddington is kind of endless curiosity about the world, endlessly taking pleasure in the world, and optimism, and somehow sort of faith in people, and a spirit of innocence. I like all of those things. And of course, I think what's very endearing is that things do go wrong for him. It I mean, he's always doing, in a way, the wrong thing. And I find that very endearing, very appealing. If you were to play a human character, you couldn't embody the optimism and the politeness and the innocence in quite the same way. It's only because he's a bear that he's able to sort of have those qualities. It is a privilege, really. I hope that audiences just come and have a beautiful time, really. I hope that it's a pleasure for them. I think it's a film that wants to deliver pleasure and joy and laughter. And I think there is a message to do with, well, Paddington realizing that he's a bear, but that he's also British, and that he occupies this between space, and that's a beautiful thing. And the acceptance of him by the Browns, the love by the Browns. I like that that's being put out into the world. I think that's a lovely thing to aspire to. He's a really cool bear, and I mean, who wouldn't want to hang out with him? He's just charming.
ロンドンに暮らす紳士なクマパディントンに届いた手紙。
My Aunt Lucy has gone missing.
故郷ペルーで始まるパディントン最大のアドベンチャー。
We have a slight emergency.
Find El Dorado and all his treasures.
Anyone can do it. It's you.
Aunt Lucy always says, when skies are grey, hope is the way.
パディントン消えた黄金鏡の秘密。
Thank you for everything.